We were pretty sure she was autistic by 2 years old because she didn't have a lot of words. She didn't respond to her name. She had a lot of echolalia. Even one of the most highly recommended neurologists told us she was fine. We knew she wasn't fine. It took us until she was 7 years old to finally get a diagnosis, and only because I insisted it was autism. I was frustrated, but that began my, I hate this word, but journey to understanding that I have to be my child's advocate all of the
Yeah, they're over here.
all of the time.
Okay, now where did you get
It
that
was my
larger
first
one?
real
Over
interaction
here.
with the medical community, and I, just like most people, thought doctors knew. I knew from interviewing my GP, I knew much more about autism than she did. And I just had just started. But, she's a GP. She's a bajillion things, But during to the neurologist and having him dismiss us. But then, past doctors, past the diagnosis, it was always, me fighting to get her into the right school, me fighting for her to get noise-canceling headphones when she was very sensory sensitive. There's never an end to the hurdles that you have to overcome with autism. So we have to get better with helping people, right? She had wonderful care in elementary school, but only because I insisted that she go to a school that was better equipped to handle her needs. I had to fight the school district, almost take them to court because they were not willing to let her leave her home school to go to a school with better services. After junior high, they really stopped trying. Everything for over age 18 just literally stops. Just stops. The only resource available for us, which is a day hab, it's basically adult babysitting, right? Austen was involved in one that was almost $1,500 a month, and her skills just started to spiral. She started biting herself, hitting her head. I hadn't seen those behaviors since she was 3 or 4 years old. So I was like, okay, out. I don't know what we're going to do, but this is how we're going to handle it. So that, to me, that meant something I had to intervene because I wasn't going to see all those years of progress just be destroyed in such a short period of time, and it wasn't going to get better. So that was the turning point for me. We started out as a daily meeting social skills maintenance and improvement program for adults with autism. We go out into the community every single day and practice social skills out in the real world. We realized that many of our members on the spectrum are incredibly artistic and creative in many, many ways. So what makes me happy is art, and what makes me happy is being with other creative people. So I just said, kind of like what I did when I sat down and made this program what it wanted to be. I made it for what I wanted it for me too. I want that effusion of creativity. I want that kind of mindset that is, let's see how we can work it out. Let's make it as inclusive as possible. And I think most artists have that kind of. I knew I had to do this full time. That's all I had ever done was teach. But I was not going to let this happen to my daughter. And I knew, I didn't know for sure, but I knew there had to be other people like me. There had to be, because who can afford that? The upper echelon of income can afford that, right? So there had to be hundreds, maybe thousands, and I'm discovering even more than that as this work goes on. You face leaving your adult child home alone most of the time, or one spouse has to quit their job because somebody has to be there with the adult with autism, and that's a pretty large percentage. I would say probably upwards of 90% of families face that kind of decision. I don't think that's an exaggeration in the least. Not seeing your child get married or have a job or go to college, that's reality for most of us. So that's hard. So that's what we can offer parents, is improving those social skills. That makes life at home better. That makes family lives just run more smoothly. It helps in getting and acquiring and keeping a job. We serve the entire spectrum. We serve kids who are completely illiterate and nonverbal to people who are in college and can drive, which can be challenging, right? So when we have our I call them all kids, working in the store, the higher functioning ones are not just running the register and getting to do the more, I guess, interesting tasks, right? They also have to clean. And we don't take the lower functioning ones and say, oh, well, this is all you can do. We will hand over hand, if we have to, help them and show them what to do. Now, whether they're ever going to have some of the lower functioning ones full-time work, probably not. But even 6 to 8 hours a week, and we hope for more if we can get more funding, allows them to feel purposeful. They love coming in and saying that they have a job and are working with us. We're reaching out to other people who may need a creative outlet. Like we have the Autism at Work that you may have seen up front in the store. This is just a young man with autism and his mom who make little products at home, and then we sell them in our store because that's what he can do, and that's how we can reach out to that community. What Austen's Autistic Adventures is, we all call it AAA. The shop is called A3 Resale and Gallery because obviously that's just an easier way to say AAA, but differentiate our two programs. She's happy. She embraces her autism. She does not understand how anybody wouldn't want to be autistic. She thinks it's fabulous, but she's just very effusive and she's very friendly. Never met a stranger. So, yeah, that's made her life immeasurably different. Or she would have been facing the same thing I just spoke about. There would be no question. Any family in my organization will tell you that. She has purpose in her life. She's so proud of our store and our program, and I think that Merry Christmas. To stop underestimating people with autism. They really have a lot to give, and I think we've shown that. So I'm doing what I want to do and feeling like I'm making a difference in the world. I love teaching literature, but it was hard. It was very hard to balance a family and not feel that you were really doing much to change the world. So yeah, I'm happy. It's terrifying still because it's a lot of financial responsibility, a lot of families depending on me personally to make this happen. So yeah, but I'd still rather be doing what I love and helping people. I hope to be like the founding mother for adults with autism. I really do. I'm so evangelical about what needs to happen in this country. I really hope my future in the next 5 years will be lecturing, going around and giving talks and showing what we've accomplished and opening franchises. I'm going to make that happen. So, yeah, which is a bold thing to say for if you looked at my bank account right now. But I got to believe it, right? What choice do I have? I have no choice. I have to make this succeed. I have to make it succeed for my daughter, for the families that I love and care for the other families who are desperately in need of something like this. So yeah, that's what I see. And I hope, that this is the first of many, many, many places.